This is Zombie Chicas podcast, where two heads is better than one, even if they're undead. My name is Megan.
And my name is Marnijn.
And in this episode, we will be doing
Relationship tips.
relationship tips for the month of love.
Yeah, in brackets.
In
Or in
bracket-
quotation
marks.
So I'll be starting with my, so to speak, 10 tips for those that are in relationships, those that are seeking for relationships. Fucking good luck with that. And you will be doing literally giving relationship tips from a single perspective.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad idea. But okay. So my first one it's a very common one, which most people say, and it's communication. I mean, it's a major part of any relationship in my experience. I mean, you need to talk and you also need to make dates and talk about just getting back to basics, just talking about what's going on at work. Mary, that's a bitch that keeps stealing your fucking yogurt, or this guy that steals all the good coffee. Fuck, I don't know. Just talk about shit. And obviously talk about your relationship. I mean, what you want to do in the next month, or, do you want to schedule
Plan things.
Plan ahead.
Yeah.
Plan a getaway, even if it's just half a day or a weekend away or another date or something. Because Jordan Peterson, I was actually watching a couple of his YouTube videos on relationships, and he said, you need to make at least 2 dates a week with your partner, or even one, whatever is doable. Do as many as you can. You don't need to go and sit at a restaurant. You can literally do a date night at home, watch a movie, or, do a dinner and then watch a movie and talk. Talk about, whatever's happening. Talk about, you might have a new career idea that you have, or a job opening at work and you want to apply for. Talk about it with your partner, because they obviously have a say in it as well. And they probably want to, congratulate you or get you to actually go through and do it.
Yeah.
But anyway, and then number 2 is prioritize the relationship. Now, Jordan Peterson also said that, even if there's kids involved, kids can't be number one the whole time. They can be, but in the end of the day, it's your relationship that sort of carries through.
Yeah.
If your relationship is stable,
Yeah.
the kids will notice it.
Yeah, definitely. And remember, at the end of the day, your kids is going to leave your house, and then it's just going to be you and your husband again.
Yeah, exactly.
Or your partner again. And then...
What then?
It's just going to be you two.
Yeah, and he sort of goes on about the whole thing about, making dates, talking about your relationship with your partner, and, if there's anything that you can, I don't know, work on, whichever it is, if it's the sex, if it's the cleaning up part, or, dinner part, or whichever part it is, it's, to talk about the relationship. But there's also something else that he mentions is that you need to figure out, this is number 3, but you need to figure out the recurring issues in your relationship and figure out how to address it. Otherwise, it will never go away, which is actually good sense, because if it's something that's recurring, in my case, it's doing the dishes.
Yeah.
I fucking hate doing the dishes. And I do most of the cooking most of the time. And in my perspective, it's, if I cook, why should I clean?
Yeah.
But I also get it that my partner is also very tired at the end of the day, because, working 8 to 10 hour shifts in retail, it's fucking draining.
Yeah.
And I don't always expect him to do it, but Jesus, I also work.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a balance thing, because you both work, you both have your responsibilities, you're both tired at the end of the day. It doesn't matter what the other person does as a job, you both get tired from work.
Yeah. There's an interesting fact that I read once a while ago, talking about domestic chores, is that most couples argue 33% of the time over domestic cleanups or domestic
Yeah, and the rest
chores.
is money.
Probably.
Yeah.
But 33%, that's actually quite a lot.
But it is quite a lot.
Because if you think about it, it's a major thing.
Yeah. It's
Because I get angry about it.
It's such a big part of the day because if you think about it, 80% of the day you spend at work, you come home, you have to make food because you need to survive. And then obviously with making food, there will be dishes. There will get dirty.
Always be dishes.
So it will be part of every single day. And that will be what? So 80% of your day is work, and then 10% of the day is cleaning, and then the 10% is trying to relax and sleep and get ready for bed.
Yeah, exactly.
So it is a big part of the day.
It is.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, it's all good and fun, you know, if you have a dishwasher or, you know, a cleaning person, a cleaning lady that comes and clean your house, sure. But for those people that don't have one, it's horrible.
Yeah.
And I mean, most of your weekends you literally spend cleaning. And then next thing you see, it's Monday again and you're back at work.
Yeah. No, I get why that is like 33% of most arguments in a domestic household. Because obviously in a household, it makes sense.
Yeah, because I can talk out of experience that most men do clean when they want to clean.
Yeah, no. My experience is, again, they clean when they get told to clean. No, it is different, like, especially with the South African man's mentality.
Exactly, and I absolutely despise it. If I have to think back on the days where we spent the Sunday afternoon with my grandparents after a very delicious Sunday meal, the men would go watch cricket and all the women would go do all the dishes. Yeah. And I'm sorry, I mean, you already stand there for 3-4 hours cooking, and then afterwards you need to clean as well. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, I think it's such a different time period for us growing up and what our parents and grandparents experienced, because we don't think the same.
No.
That time was just women keep quiet and do what they have to do.
Yeah, and the sad thing is those are the women that are the stay-at-home moms.
Yeah.
And then to number 4, it's anger. And that being angry confuses us to being angry to the relationship, if that sort of makes sense. That if something happened at work, the bitch Mary, took your yogurt.
That bitch.
Fucking Mary, took your yogurt, and you are angry the whole day, and then when you get home, you are angry with your partner.
Yeah.
Not because of what they did, but it's what happened at work. So you're taking work
home, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then
It's the same like taking problems from home
to work.
Like you have to shut off and go into a work mode, and then when you're back home, you have to shut off and go into house mode.
Yeah, and the general feel, what they also say is when you're very angry and quite constantly angry, you tend to push people away, and that tends to be your partner, and they sort of, you know, sit in the sort of limbo where they don't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's really not necessary, but again, it's difficult to not be angry about shit that happens at work.
Definitely.
And then taking it out on your partner, because it's a sort of a stress release.
Yeah.
But they did say that, you know, you need to spend time with yourself as well and work on your anger. And then number 5, Jordan Peterson says that marriage is like a wrestling match, and that you need someone to contend with, so you learn more about each other as you grow. So it's not like, you know, where you are too compatible with each other. You need someone that tells you, no, I don't think that's a good idea. Not in a bad sense, where it's in the sense of, you know, a girl's date night and your partner says, no, you can't go out. I'm not talking about stuff like that.
I get what you mean. It's more, you can't get someone that just tries to please you and say yes to everything you want to do, because you'll just walk all over that person.
Exactly.
And then it's not a balanced relationship. You need someone that can say, if you call you out on your bullshit and say,
Yeah.
no, that is not okay. And same with you. And you guys need to have that respect for each other, where if you get criticized by that person, you don't take offense to it. You take it as, okay, maybe I should look at what I did and maybe I should rethink my actions.
Yeah, exactly. And then number 6, don't just show how you feel, say how you feel, show it. Like those little small intimate moments where you walk past each other and you touch their shoulder, or, a peck on the forehead, or, those small little things that actually do matter.
Yeah, that does.
Because saying it goes over your head. Saying to a person, I love you, it gets watered down, after a couple of years.
Yeah, definitely. And it's something that people can easily say without having actually meaning behind it.
No, definitely.
So, because at the end, it's just words. It's not actions. It's just words. Where that small little intimate gestures.
Exactly. I mean, it's not just, touching the person's shoulder or anything like that. I mean, it can even be, something silly like making their favorite dessert or their favorite food, or, for once, watch their favorite movie, you know? Like, mine would probably be either the Harry Potter series or Lord of the Rings. God, Leslie hated when I watched the Lord of the Rings. And it's normally every year. But, stuff like that. And suck it up, buttercup, and just do it for your partner's sake.
Yeah.
And I mean, they would do it too. No, but yeah. And then I have here number 7. Don't expect your partner to be your BFF. Which kind of makes sense, because not everyone has the same opinion.
Yeah. Look, that saying where you have to be friends with your partner. Like, I understand that, but to an extent.
Yeah, you don't need to do everything together. I mean, we had a friend that did everything with a boyfriend, and Jesus, it was annoying. And you could just never do anything without her dragging him along.
Yeah, I remember saying, let's have a girls' night, and then she'll show up with him, and then we'll be like a whole group of girls trying to have a girls' night, and then there's one guy just awkwardly sitting there. Yeah, and you have to have a balance. Like, you can't expect to just spend time with that person, because in the end, no relationship is guaranteed to last forever. So if you end up breaking up with that person, who's left in your life? Will you be alone?
You literally left all your friends.
Exactly. So,
I mean, I was in an instance where I had a very good friend, and shame, he had a lot of financial problems. He would never say it, but you knew it. So I tend to make sure that, whenever I made food, at least once a week, invite him over, so at least I know he'll have one square meal a week at least. And then he got this girlfriend and just sort of forgot about us.
Yeah.
And then it's like, fuck, I need. So when he left it was like all fun and games, oh guys, I miss you so much. No, fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you. I asked you so many times to do a date night. I asked so many times for dinner dates. No, fuck you. I'm done. I don't have time for people with that bullshit. Anyway. But yeah, you need to make time apart where you can, socialize with your own friends.
Yeah.
Even your partner, let him socialize with his own friends, or play Xbox, or whatever his hobbies are.
Yeah, you need to give each other a chance to miss each other, and because that just makes you realize your feelings for each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you constantly with that person, you'll, not eventually, but a lot of times you tend to get bored, and then you're stuck in a relationship. You see each other every day, and then you just get annoyed about silly little things.
Oh, yeah.
But actually having time apart and realizing you don't need to be attached by the hip every fucking second.
Like certain people.
Yeah. And then you just realize, I actually really like spending time with this person, but you'll only realize that if you actually spend time apart.
Yeah, exactly. And it's also just a breather as well. I mean, a relationship can be so consuming sometimes.
I understand why some people completely not neglect their friends and family because of being in a relationship. I get it sometimes because obviously when you start in a relationship and you just want to be with that person, you just want to spend time with that person. I get that. But eventually you'll have to get out of that phase and start spending time with people, because if you don't, you'll always be in that phase where you don't want to be without that person.
And not just that, you'll lose friends.
Definitely. There's so many people that complain about their friends completely abandoning them when they're in a relationship.
Yeah. But I mean, we made a pact a good couple of years ago, actually, with the friend we mentioned that dragged the boyfriend along, because we never liked him because of various reasons.
Yeah.
But yeah, we made a pact that whenever we date someone and we don't like that person, we would say, tell each other, like, listen, I'm not getting a good vibe from this guy, girl. And, because we appreciate our friendship more than what a partner would do. I understand that certain partners would obviously not, be likable. But
that's the thing is, like, there's a balance, because you can't expect your friend to just go. If you don't like that person, you can't expect your friend that has fallen in love with that person be like, okay, well, now I can't like that person.
No.
It's unfair, because you're not in that relationship with that person. You don't know how that person is.
But, I mean, if you would say, if I would date, let's say, a emotionless twat that you would notice would verbally abuse me, would you keep quiet?
Probably not.
That's my case. That's
but
my case.
But I mean, you can't generalize it with saying if you're with a person and there will always be certain parts of a person that will annoy you. So because you limit, I don't know, your friends' options. It's unfair because you'll never think anyone is good enough for your friend.
No, that's true. That is true. But at least your friend's got your back.
Definitely.
If you're in a
healthy relationship
or in an unhealthy relationship, because you get those.
Yeah, definitely. It's basically just you having to make sure that you're not biased and looking at from the bigger picture, like, is how that person is treating your friend.
Yeah.
If it's just because you find the person annoying, you don't want her to date that person, then it's not your problem. Because it's you're not the one that's dating that person.
Yeah.
So as long as he's not abusive physically or emotionally, or you get those as well, then it's fine. Because at the end of the day, you're not the one that's alone with that person every night. So
yeah, I mean, the major thing is, I mean, even if you didn't like your friend's partner, the only thing you can do is, listen, I don't like your partner. Can we just spend time with each other without you being with your partner? Yeah. I mean, you need to be open with your friends as well.
Oh, definitely. Because obviously,
I mean, after you break up with your partner, your friends are still going to hopefully be there.
Yeah, if you didn't push them away.
Because I think you should at least, hear your friends out, because there's always a reason why they won't like.
It's not always a logical reason.
Yeah.
It depends from the friend.
Yeah.
If it's someone you trust and you trust their opinion, but again, just be mindful of your friend's opinion, meaning that sometimes there's a reason behind it. Sometimes there's just that they find a person annoying. So it's just assessing the situation and seeing if you feel uncomfortable, but taking it in, because eventually if that person would be abusive towards you, you'll start in the back of your mind, you'll think, oh, but my friends actually said that this is how he treats me, and then you start to realize it. So it's just keeping it in your mind.
Okay, and then with number 8, I have here, embrace both the good and the bad in your relationship. No one is perfect, which is basically just what we covered as well.
Yeah.
To each his own, I guess.
Definitely no one is perfect, and you won't 100% like anyone. 100%. There will always be
definitely
small things that bother you from any partner.
Oh yeah,
So,
I mean, with my partner, I absolutely hate the way he sneezes. It wakes up the whole neighborhood. I swear he has a sneezing buddy as well, because there's someone in our block that sneezes just as hard. Because when he sneezes, about 5 minutes later, Leslie would sneeze as well. And believe me, when you drive, it's very, very distracting.
Yeah, he does sneeze as if he's there's a demon leaving his body.
God. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, I hate the way that he leaves his tea bag in his cup and would put it on the counter, and the bin is literally just next to the counter. Just take your tea bag and throw it in the fucking bin, you know? Shit like that. But I mean, I have my weird shit as well, because I leave my shit everywhere.
Yeah.
And I bake a lot, so the kitchen is always dirty.
Yeah. Everyone has their things.
Yeah, exactly. And then with number 9, it is more of a quote than advice, I would say. It's not about finding the person you want to share one life with. It's about finding the person you want to share your life with. Let that sink in.
Okay.
Let that sink in. And then with number 10, I quite like this one, actually. All relationships go through hell. Real relationships get through it.
That's a really good one, yeah.
Because I think with these days, we tend to, and this is my opinion, that we tend to take a lot of advice from movies. That a guy should do this, a guy should do this, a guy should do this, and a girl should do this, a girl should do this, she should look like this, she should do this. And it gives a very imperfect realization of what a relationship really is and what it should be.
Especially social media.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It completely curbs your opinion of what it's supposed to be like, and then as soon as something goes in the opposite direction in your relationship, you're like, no, something is wrong. It can't be this. Why is this happening?
I mean, I once met this girl in university, and we were talking, and we became sort of friends and whatnot. And you would always see on her social media accounts that, you know, she and her fiance, you know, it was her fiance back then, were, you know, they looked so happy in love, so genuinely, you know, like the typical couple that you want to be. And they were always doing stuff, you know, taking selfies and doing all of those things. And I think a couple of months later, because we didn't see each other, I think it was exams or something of the sort, or some of the sort. And when I spoke to her again, we were talking about just stuff in general, and I asked her, you know, how's your partner, how's your fiance, and whatever. And she's like, no, they actually broke up because he was a very jealous guy, and he would tell her, you know, not to go out with her friends because he doesn't want her to go out. So he wasn't really allowed to wear, you know, like not makeup, but, you know, make herself pretty.
Yeah.
So he was very controlling, and all in all, she was fucking miserable the whole time.
Oh, but good for her to actually get out of it.
Yeah, but he smacked his sister.
What?
Yeah.
I've heard of someone abusing their partner,
He
but...
He got drunk.
What? How? Okay.
So that's a long story in itself. But, yeah, apparently he was quite abusive.
Towards her?
You just never saw it.
But that's the thing, you never know, because those people hide it so well.
Exactly, but that's the point. The whole point about social media giving you a very wrong impression.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've noticed that, okay, it's not all the time. It's not 100% all the time. But those couples that tend to take a lot of photos are the most unhappy ones.
They sort of try to compensate for...
Exactly.
I'm not happy on the inside, so I need to at least look happy on the outside.
I mean, with one of my old colleagues, I mean, she wasn't allowed to... This is something silly, actually. Like, she wasn't allowed to lose weight. Because why is she losing weight?
Okay. Firstly, it doesn't matter how significant or how tiny and insignificant it is. As soon as someone says, you are not allowed to do this or this, fuck that person. Because who are you to tell me I am not allowed to do anything? I'm sorry, you don't give me the option of allowing me to do something. That's not how a relationship works.
Yeah, I mean, she was a good couple of years younger than me. I mean, she was engaged.
But that was the reasoning behind it, that he was insecure and he was afraid that if she loses weight, she'll...
Obviously.
That's just...
I know, but again, it happens.
It happens, I know. And it happens way too often than we realize.
Yeah, exactly. Because, I mean, with them, I always thought, oh, wow, they're such a, very compatible couple. I mean, obviously, whenever you see pictures, it's always, them looking happy, them having a good time. But when that shit came out, I was like, wow, okay.
To me, it's so weird. You see, my opinion with pictures, I never really look at couples' pictures and think, oh, they look really happy. It's not a thing for me. Like, I don't look at couples' pictures.
Again, I think it's just two separate things.
Yeah, I think that's also why my opinion on relationships isn't necessarily of how perfect a relationship is online, because I don't trust pictures, because I know
it's always fake.
Yeah.
But, that was very weird for me when she told me that, she wasn't allowed to lose weight.
It's just crazy. And it's so weird for me to comprehend something like that because of how strong my personality is and how opinionated I am about certain things.
And then someone to tell you to not do it because of him having
insecure. I get that you can be insecure. I get that.
But I think that's something you need to discuss with your partner.
Exactly. You discuss it with your partner. Say, this is why I don't like that this happens, because this is the reason why, and I feel this way. I'm insecure about certain things, and just communicate about it. And every single person, there is not one person on this earth that doesn't have something that they are insecure about.
Oh yeah, of course.
So everyone has insecurities, but the difference is not making your insecurities a part of your relationship. Not making it a part of, or I don't want to say other people's problems, but technically, yeah, because your insecurities has nothing to do with someone else. Because what you are insecure about is something that another person probably doesn't even realize or see that is wrong in your eyes, wrong with you. They don't even realize that. Where in your mind, you're like, oh, that's just all this person sees, my ugly toes. And
for me, it's my jawline.
Oh my goodness. Really?
It is. It's something I honestly don't like. It makes me feel extremely masculine. But I've dealt with it for so many years now, I'm just kind of over it. But
you do know you have like the perfect jawline that every single model wants to have, even males and females. And also, your facial features is way too feminine.
It doesn't feel like that to me. It's just like my jawline just feels so square.
Okay.
Square. I think it's also because I was such a tomboy for a very long time that just sort of stuck.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's my insecurity, it's my fucking jawline. I mean, when I look at people with, obviously you want the heart-shaped face or the oval shape. That's your ideal face. But I mean, I think I would just look so weird with a one of those rounded faces or more petite faces, because I'm not a petite person. I'm quite a
Yeah, it's your
big
facial
person.
structure fits with...
Yeah.
And I would say your cheekbones is more your standout feature.
Oh God, I don't like them as well.
Oh my fuck. I'm sorry. I'm starting a insecure rant here. I'm sorry. What I mean is that your cheekbones is your feature that makes your face stand out.
But I mean,
I don't even realize that you have a sharp jawline.
I just don't like it. I like it on other women. I just don't like it on myself because I don't find myself very feminine. That's it. That's just me with my weirdness.
Okay, I'm so confused now. So you would like it, or you like it on other women?
I like it on other women or other people. I mean, I like strong features, like a very strong nose. I'm not talking about one of those Captain Hook noses, but, you know, strong features. I like them on other people, just not on myself. But that makes sense.
It makes sense. It's just, again, to me it's weird because it's not that I'm not insecure about my face, because...
No, I like your nose.
Thank you, but... Thank you. That's, no, what I mean is just, I think that's, I don't compare, if I look at someone and I see, oh, okay, her body is really beautiful, and then I don't necessarily compare myself. I just think maybe I should start working out and actually see if I can. It's more I know what I need to change in my lifestyle to accomplish something, and I don't put unrealistic expectations on myself.
Yeah. But I mean, it's the same with what I said about, you know, me not liking my jawline. I mean, yeah, I can change it with surgical operations, but fuck, that's not really realistic because I can't afford it, so I have to deal with it.
If you could afford it, would you?
I don't know. Like I said, it's an insecurity, but it's not a major one.
It doesn't affect your life.
It doesn't affect my life. It's something I don't like about my face, but I'm dealing with it. But again, I realize that, you know, if I did change my face, it would not suit my body because I have very broad shoulders, I have broad hips. So it just won't fit with my body structure, and I just lived with it ever since I can remember. I just made peace with it because I know for a fact that, you know, sure, I'm big boned in a sense, but I can take care of myself.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it, like the insecurities about certain features. My double chin is one of my insecurities, but that I can remove by exercising if I just if I'm not such a lazy fucking asshole.
Yes, let's not go there, please. Because I need to get rid of mine as well.
Yeah, it's not that I'm not insecure about my face. It's more just, I just don't...
But the thing about insecurities, it goes all the way. I mean, it can be either in the sense of being insecure about your partner. I mean, who are they messaging? Why are they constantly on their phone? But in a sense, you need to have trust in your partner as well.
Yeah.
And trust is a very difficult word to say as well because, I mean, I have trust issues. But I know for a fact, if Leslie were to cheat on me, there will be people that will tell me.
Definitely.
There will be people. And he will be fucked up.
You guys know too many people.
Exactly.
But I also don't think it would.
No. But I did say, if it's a ginger, I'm fine.
You can't give him leeway and say, if it's a ginger, it's fine. That is not how it works.
Oh, but that's a little joke. But in any case.
It's also that insecure, not just being insecure about yourself, but like you said, are they messaging someone? So it's that...
Who are they messaging?
Yeah. And
why they keep busy on their phone? And at the end of the day, they're either fucking messaging their mother or it's someone at work. Some shit is at work. So you need to have at least a little bit of trust in your partner to not constantly check on their phones, because we don't check each other's phones. We don't.
Yeah, but I also find that really weird that there is people that constantly do that. Like,
check each other's phones.
Yeah, I
find it weird as well.
Like,
because you need to have privacy. You're already living together.
Yeah.
give that person at least a little privacy on their phone, laptops, tablets, whichever technical device they use. At least give them that sort of.
But it's also weird to
privacy.
me because I've never felt the urge to
Exactly.
like see what someone else is doing. Maybe it's just because I don't really give a shit. But
no,
but it's different.
It's not an insecurity that you have.
True. Some people would just have that insecurity.
Exactly. Are they seeing someone else? I mean, who are they messaging? I mean,
it is an insecurity, yeah. And it's that of where
I think
it's
like also
it's.
I think sorry, Megan. I think it's also when you don't fully trust your partner.
Definitely,
because
100%.
that happened to my old colleague. She's the one day she mentioned something to me at work, and I was like, why is she checking his phone constantly? She told me, she checks his phone constantly. I said, but why?
Like, why do you feel the need?
Why do you need to check? She's like, no, there was an incident where he was messaging another girl. So it's flirting.
But
it's flirting.
Even if it's flirting, it's still messaging another person.
Yeah, but why do you need to check another person's phone?
But how did she find out that he was messaging?
I think he was in the shower or something.
And then she checked his phone.
But again, clearly, he is that sort of guy that, would fuck around.
Yeah, but then clearly she had that inkling already.
She still stayed.
Because, really? Because...
No, they're not together now, but I mean back then.
Yeah.
Back then.
But what I mean is that clearly she already had the suspicion that it is not cheating. Well, it is cheating.
But wandering eye. Let's call it a wandering eye.
It doesn't matter if it's not, they don't get in contact in person. It's still cheating because you're mentally thinking of someone else. Thinking of someone else while you live with your partner. Like, that's still...
I wouldn't call it a cheat, but it's a wandering eye that's not good. It's not a good sign.
Yeah, but I feel like it's cheating because how is that not considered cheating? Because he's flirting, meaning it's a sexual conversation.
Yeah, see, I don't know what the conversations held. We didn't talk about the conversations.
But if it contains flirting, it means it's a sexual nature.
So I think it's because I'm oblivious to flirtation. I don't know. I'm just stupid with that.
Remember, the reason why someone flirts is because of a sexual nature. You don't flirt with someone because you want to get to know a person.
No, definitely not. But my thing is that I'm oblivious. So someone would say, hey, you look nice. I'm like, okay, cool, thanks. Just go my way. And then, you remember that guy that asked me if I'm from Strand? We were in the shop. And I said no.
I can't remember.
Or it was Anarine that was with me. But we were in it was either you or Anarine, and the guy asked me, hi, are you from around? And I said, yes, and I turned around and I was talking to her, and shame, my friend told me afterwards, listen, this guy was really trying to talk to you, and I said, why the fuck does he want to talk to me? It's me being oblivious, but in any case, not the point I was trying to make. But yes, she told me, she checked his phone constantly, and I just thought that was very weird.
Yeah, but that's a different situation. That's also, but what I wanted to get to was that she obviously had that trust issues from the start because she wouldn't have checked his phone in the first place.
Yeah, I just find it weird for people checking phones. Yeah. But to each his own, I guess.
It just means that there is no trust. It means that
how can
you clearly do not trust that person
because
you feel like you are going to find something on their phone.
Exactly.
And it is a part of an insecurity, but sometimes it is
a feeling.
It's with a good reason.
It's a feeling. I mean, I was talking to her, because she was 19 at the stage. Yes. And she kept saying, he's the one. And I asked her, how do you know? And she said, you just know. And then, a year later they broke up. And I'm still thinking, how the fuck do you know?
If it's the right person. Yeah, I don't think...
Apparently with the Buddhists, you would feel peace.
Okay.
Not the whole butterflies in the stomach.
You would just feel at peace.
you would feel peace.
Hmm.
Like chaos, and when it meets peace.
Yeah. Well, I've never had that feeling, so I can't relate.
Yes.
I've never had the feeling like I want to be with this person for the rest of my life. So, so it's an odd situation. Anyway, but back with the insecurities and all that, it's also like the insecurity of thinking that your partner can find someone better than you and having that.
Good fucking luck.
Yeah.
I want to see that bitch make his tea. Good fucking luck.
Anyway, it's just more of, again, that's part of the insecurities, like feeling you are not good enough for your partner.
But I mean, that's a normal thing. That's a very normal thing. I mean, yes, I've been with my partner for a good couple of years. I think I can gladly say, or not gladly say, I can say I'm in a very, very long-term relationship. But I mean, I still have those times when I would think, listen, what's my financials at this stage, or at this stage now, if we were to break up literally now, would I be able to live on my own? I still do it.
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't even know. Then I would like, okay, so I need to spend this much on petrol, this much on rent. We need to make a decision about the cats. Cat food and then food for myself. Will I be able to survive? And to be honest, I don't even know. Got about halfway through and I thought to myself, why the fuck am I doing this? This is stupid. Just stop.
Yeah,
but anyway.
It's probably just part of the, I don't know, you guys are going almost, it's almost a decade.
It's 8 years now.
Yep.
8 years, March.
So, almost a decade.
And we still don't know what day it is. We change it every year.
To whatever you feel like. Oh, we can celebrate it this day, so let's make it this day.
I think it was on the 15th for a very long time. And we're like, no, fuck this. This 15th is not a good time of the month. It's the middle of the month, so you don't have money that time. And then we changed it. And then he said, why not make it the day of the year we were together? So 2 years ago, we made it on the 6th. Because we were together 6 years then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you guys going to move it every year? Like...
I don't even know. We start the discussion and then we sort of forget about it.
But also, is it a thing that you need to celebrate? Like,
I want to do it once. Just once.
Like,
we do buy each other like stupid presents, but
yeah.
I still want just once. Just once go and do a anniversary.
Yeah.
Because we don't normally do it. Just once.
Like, oh my god, we survived so many years together. How the fuck did we put up with each other's bullshit? So let's celebrate that type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
Any tips from your side?
I always feel like there's too many, especially the younger people. I'm talking as if we're like 40 years old. But it's like the teenagers and the people in the early 20s, they tend to always feel like they need to be in a relationship.
You don't.
Like, you don't need to be in a relationship constantly. And that mentality makes a person just jump into a relationship from a relationship.
I don't think that's healthy.
It's not healthy because you end up being with someone just because you want to be in a relationship, not necessarily because you want to be with that person. And in your mind, you might think, oh, this is the person I want to be with. But it is actually just that, not the fear, but the knowledge of you don't want to be alone.
Yeah.
So you make yourself believe that this is the person you want to be with. And I feel like every single person needs to be single for at least a good couple of years in their adult life, not teenage life, adult life, to know who you are as a person, to get time
definitely.
To actually know what you want out of a relationship and know how and realize what is worth your time and what is not worth your time. And if you eventually meet someone, then you can grow together. And because obviously every single relationship is not the same, and every person, you will grow differently with them, and it is a constant thing that you have to work on. It's not just like, oh, I can jump into a relationship and I'll be so good at it. That's not how it works. But just that thing of getting to know yourself as a person alone, spending time by yourself.
I think that's a good thing, because if you don't know yourself, how can you find a partner?
Exactly. And
not a partner, a life partner.
And not just spending time with yourself. Learning to love yourself, even with your insecurities.
Or your flaws.
I'm not saying that you have to completely lose all your insecurities and start loving yourself and be 100% okay with yourself. No one will ever be 100% okay with themselves. But having that feeling of, I have this insecurity and it's okay. Every single person has. So it's okay if I accept myself the way I am. Just accepting yourself as you are and learning to love yourself and realizing you can still love yourself while having insecurities.
Oh, definitely. And I think with that, you can actually overcome them eventually.
Definitely. It's something that you can work towards. But having that respect for yourself and loving yourself in a way where you know your worth, even with, you can have insecurities and still think you're worthy of something good. You don't have to completely love yourself and think you're the best person in the world. That's never going to be a good thing. Even it's not a good thing having that narcissistic behavior. It's not good to have that where you think you're the best in the world, because it will mean that you will never grow as a person if you have that feelings towards yourself.
I just had this thing where I can't remember who said it. This is a little off topic. Where I literally can't remember who said it, but they basically said that, yeah, remember, you can be the best, but somewhere there's a Asian teenager better than you. I don't know why I thought of that, but anyway.
Yeah, so it's just learning to love yourself and learning to being able to spend time by yourself and realizing that you don't have to constantly be with someone.
Yeah.
And which also means that when you get into a relationship, there will be a balance where you know you don't have to be with your partner 24/7.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's there isn't a lot of things I would say. It's also like, don't sell yourself short. Don't just go for someone again because you want to be in a relationship, or all your friends is in a relationship and you're not. I'm fucking 29 almost, and all my friends are married, children, in a relationship, and I'm not. And I don't necessarily feel insecure about that. I don't really care about it.
And I think the big problem is most people don't not care.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, don't think because your friends and the people you know are on a certain journey that you have to be at that same part of that journey at the same time. It doesn't work that way. Every single person has a different journey and a different path they have to walk. And if your stuff happens to happen in a different time frame, then it's okay. It's fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing. I mean, there's a reason why things happen. I'm a firm believer of there's a reason for everything.
Yeah, same. And I also feel like there's people that come into your life in certain times.
For a reason. For a reason. I mean, friends that you have for, a year or two, or, friends that you have forever, basically.
Definitely. It's everything you feel and do happens for a reason. And yeah, just being okay with being single.
Yeah. But my major, don't want to say problem, but my sort of concern is, how do you meet people these days? It's a very difficult time where we're in, where, it's not like our parents met. It's very different.
Definitely. It's not...
Because
the most common way of meeting someone these days is through dating apps.
Social media. Because Jordan Peterson, he said he was talking exactly about Tinder. He said today it's very easy to meet people than back then. I mean, with social media, it's so easy to meet people, but it's shallow.
Yeah.
It's not real relationships.
Definitely.
It's basically a quick fix. It's literally, he said here, people are finding it harder to get into permanent relationships because it's easier to get a fleeting, casual sexual relationship from Tinder.
Definitely. So you have to put minimal effort in to get out of a relationship what you want out of it.
Exactly. And it's quite sad.
Yeah, definitely. And it's... Okay, look, there is people that get lost in relationships out of Tinder and all the dating apps. There is people that actually get it right and meet someone that they can.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean,
that's the rare. It's the minority. It's definitely not something that happens to every single person.
Yes.
And expecting that to happen to you is also putting so much pressure on yourself and putting such high expectations on the person you're talking to that in the end, when they don't live up to that expectations, you sort of go in a depressive state where you feel hopeless. And I think it's because of the social media pressure and...
So yeah, the major problem with social media is it has a major effect
definitely
on everyone.
And you feel like with what you see on social media that your life has to be perfect. Your relationships has to be perfect. Everything you see and do has
look.
Exactly.
How you look have to be perfect because, again, I'm reverting back to Jordan Peterson because he was also, when he was talking about Tinder, he said, it's all about how you look. It's
a shallow
thing, but what he also said was it's a very better way of saying this. It's basically that we are only looking at physical
aspects of a person.
Aspects rather than internal aspects of a person, let's say personality.
Definitely. And it sort of, it makes you feel like personalities isn't important, but for a long-term relationship, personalities is
very important.
90% of what you will see every day, interact with that person. So 90% of a long-term partner is personality.
Exactly.
So if you don't have someone that you can, on a personal level, connect with and just have random conversations with, it won't last. There's no lasting aspect because lust fades, and not fades as in...
But a good phase lasts only a certain amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is that the sexual aspect of a relationship is something that isn't necessarily a sustainable part of a relationship because interests change, and if you don't have a person that you can relate with their personality, you can't change with that. Meaning, if your preferences in your sexual life changes and you can't talk to your partner about it, it can't last because there's no communication.
Yeah, it comes down to communication.
It comes down to communication, yeah.
But I mean, I actually went a bit further, and I have here a couple of useless relationship tips. First one I have here is the perfect match is out there, which is not true. Everyone has flaws. Everyone has flaws, doesn't matter what. Even if it's a weird looking toe, weird looking mole, at a weird place, or, you know, there's always something. And to be honest, how would you meet your soulmate, your perfect match with
how many? With
7 people,
7 billion people, 8 billion people? How many people?
Exactly.
So,
statistically, it's difficult. I mean, oh, and the second one I have here is play hard to get. Now, I don't know, I find that weird. I mean, if you're into the whole play hard to get thing, by all means. But, I mean, if you really like someone and you're playing hard to get, you end up losing that person.
Yeah.
Rather be the spontaneous one and make the first move.
I feel like if it's someone that's worth your time.
Yes. Definitely.
If it's someone that's worth your time, playing hard to get won't work. If it's someone that just wants to be in a relationship, or not in a relationship, just wants to play the game of...
I almost said hide and seek.
Yeah, the game of hide and seek. The game of getting a partner, even if it's just for sexual gratification, it's then playing hard to get, yes, because that person you're trying to impress will automatically think, ooh, why is this person like...
Yeah,
if they see it they literally see it as a game. They see it as, well, she's not interested, so I'll... And I feel like that's teenage things. That's not something we do in your late 20s or...
No.
It's not something...
It's like a teenage movie shit.
Yeah, it's not something that you build relationships on. That's not the real world. That's just... I want to say university and high school shit. That's not something...
Yeah, I want to say university too.
Yeah, it is. I want to say it's just as a teenager, but if you're in your early 20s, that shit happens too. It's not something that's sustainable.
But, I mean, the following one, the one I have here, I'm going to rant on this one. If they can't handle you on your worst, they don't deserve you at your best. I just find that as people that are so fucking privileged that can't do shit for themselves, in my opinion, and believe that, you know, everyone should just accept them who they are. By all means, yeah, sure. But those are the people that need to work on themselves.
That's the thing. A relationship is a compromise. You can't expect your partner to go with all your opinions and what you believe in, and then you don't give them the same back. So it is definitely a relationship is a compromise. It's learning that certain things in your life isn't necessarily as important as you thought it were, and adapting to your partner. But it goes both ways.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I almost feel like this would be the type of person that would say, you know, the guy should have a 6-figure salary, have his own house, have his own car,
and then
6-inch dick,
and then they're a bitch and be like, well, if you can't accept me this way, then you can't get me on
exactly,
my best.
Exactly. I feel those are those type of people that would say, you know, a guy should have this, and this. I mean, why don't you have that, bitch?
Yeah. I get that. I get what they're trying to say. Like, don't change your partner because that is what your partner wants. It's more like get to know each other and gradually adapting to each other's life.
No, not only just that. I mean, being a bitch the whole time. How are you going to get a partner? Unless it's a guy that likes to be walked over.
Yeah, but that's again a different type of relationship. It's not a balanced relationship. No. And it works for some people. It's just not everyone can. Not your average person. It's not your average person's relationship.
No. There's a beautiful Afrikaans saying. Pantoffelregering. It's an idiom that means that the woman has the slippers. She wears the slippers in the house, meaning she reigns over her husband. pantoffelregering. I like that.
Okay.
Not for the sake of what it means, it's just it's a good word. If that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's basically like she wears the pants in the relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah, but okay.
It's just
why pantoffel? Why slippers?
I don't know. For some reason, I think about the ladies with the hair curlers and the slippers
with the
cigarettes,
the cigarettes and the what do you call it?
A
robe. Yeah, no. Yeah, why slippers though?
I don't know. I mean, it's like many of the Afrikaans idioms. I don't know why they are what they are. I mean, what's that other one I like as well? Van bakboord na stuurboord. Till this day, I don't know what it means, but I like it.
Yeah, okay, cool. You lost me at pantoffels.
Can I tell you something sad?
Uh-huh.
When I was younger, let's say primary school, we learned a lot of idioms for school. And me personally, learned a shitload.
Yeah.
And I got so used to them that I actually used them in my average speech. And people just never understood what I said. Except, older people. And I used to do it quite a lot. And I had to sort of just drop it all because no one really understood what I said.
Because no one...
It's a different...
No one uses idioms anymore.
No one... Except, the common ones like...
Die koel is deur die kerk.
Yes, when it's too late, or... hy het 'n bietjie in die tiermelk gegaan. Tiermelk...
Who the fuck uses that?
Some people still do.
I don't think so.
That's when you're drunk.
I think it's just you. I get it. There's certain things that still is used and but it's also same with the English language. Certain ones don't get used anymore.
No.
And I think the younger generation doesn't know what idioms are.
No. Anyway, I have the next one is here. Children will save your relationship. No, they won't. I think it would make it worse, in my opinion.
No, it definitely makes it worse because they think a child will solve all their problems and then they end up neglecting the child and then their relationship still doesn't work.
Yeah,
like you can't replace a hole in your relationship with a child. It doesn't work that way.
No.
You get a child with your partner because you love each other. That's that in the ideal world.
Yeah, exactly, in the ideal world where you can actually afford a child. But yeah, besides the point. But yeah, but the next one, relationships should always be easy, and no, they're not. If it's easy, there's something wrong. There's clearly no communication. I mean, I'm not saying that everyone should fight every single flippant day, but for God's sake.
But I mean,
it's not
easy. No relationship is easy.
There's nothing easy about relationships. I mean, I can even count the times I wanted to kill Leslie for leaving the fucking tea bag in the cup.
And the thing is, if you think about it, your relationship with your parents, is it easy?
No.
Exactly.
Oh so God, we shouldn't even go there.
So why do you think a relationship with someone you choose to live with is gonna be easy? It's not. Not even a relationship with friends is easy. Because it's two different personalities trying to build a relationship together. It's never easy. And if you think it's easy, then you put that expectations on your relationship, it's never going to work.
No, it won't. It won't. But the last one I have is something I really believe in. It's a useless topic, but I believe in the concept of it, that you should get married. No, you don't have to.
No, yeah, definitely it's not.
Because there's a nice little quote with it. If it ain't broken, don't fix it.
What? But
if it's not broken, then you don't need to fix it. I mean, why do you need to get married?
But marriage isn't fixing it.
No, it's not. But I mean, if you don't feel the need to do it,
then don't do it. Exactly. I get it, but I mean, don't see marriage as trying to fix it.
No, I'm not. It's just it's just a cute little quote that goes with it. Because I'm so sick and tired of people asking me, so when are you getting married? So when are you getting married? For fuck's sake, Karen.
Marriage isn't necessarily...
It won't make it easier.
It definitely won't make it easier. But anyway, so obviously marriage isn't something that has to happen.
Besides, it's money that you're spending to...
Well, you don't necessarily have to spend money to get married.
No, but let's take a point.
At a wedding.
A wedding now. Because most people do want a wedding. Why the fuck they want, I don't know. But in any case, you're going to have a wedding where you need to invite people half the time you don't even want there. So they can comment about your dress and how fat you look in your dress and how awful the food is. I'm so sorry.
Okay, firstly, who do you have in your life that's going to comment you look fat in your wedding dress?
You get those people.
Well, fuck those people. Why are they at your wedding?
Exactly. Because they're either a bloody second, twice removed aunt from your...
What the fuck is that?
Someone's side. Oh, can't deal. Besides, who the hell is going to do all the arrangements?
You?
No. No.
Or you get a wedding planner, but then it's more money you spend.
Exactly.
But again, like, you don't have to have a wedding.
No, you don't. That's what I believe. If you're happy, just leave it.
No, what I mean is, you can get married, but you do not have to have a wedding. And if you're happy and you want to get married, then get married. It's your fucking choice.
I know.
If you don't want to get married, don't get married. It's your choice. Don't listen to what society says. Don't listen to what all your friends say. Don't listen to any fucking one else. Listen to what you and your partner want.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fine not being married.
So,
I don't care.
Yeah.
Fuck
and
those
your
bitches.
partner?
He's fine with it.
Exactly. So, then who the fuck cares?
Fuck you, Karen.
Yeah. But
I don't even know a Karen.
if you want to get married and that is your choice, no one can judge you for it.
There'll probably be like 10 people. Your parents included.
Yeah. But what I mean is, it's your choice.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you do with your life. It's your life.
But my problem is, I mean, I've been to a good couple of weddings. A good amount of weddings. And it's just amazing how much input family members have in the reception.
Yeah, definitely. You want to try and accommodate everyone, and it's not...
I'm sorry, I'm not going to invite an aunt I haven't seen in 20 odd years.
Yeah, it's more... It's not your wedding, it's everyone else. It's everyone's wedding.
Exactly.
But it's also not everyone. Not everyone experiences the same thing.
I know. I think it's just me, just likes the whole thing. It makes me nauseous.
But yeah, and also it just depends if you meet that person that you want to get married to. I
guess you didn't want to put up with it, but I don't see the whole thing behind it. But that's me.
Yeah. Well, we've ranted enough about weddings and relationships. So that will be all for today. Our next podcast will probably be...
another murder
We will do another murder case. So the Love and Despair. So look forward to that for next week.
And you can follow us on all our social medias at Zombie Chickens Podcasts.
And do check out our Patreon.
For those that want to support us.
Also
buy bread.
Also Zombie Chickens Podcast. And that is that. Cheers for ears.
Cheers for ears.